I accused my husband of cheating on me and demanded a paternity test. So he got one, and it changed my life forever. My husband has brown hair so dark it looks black, blue eyes, and a skin tone a couple of shades darker than tan. I have black hair, dark brown eyes, and a skin tone a shade darker than my husband. We have 3 children, 2 girls, 6F, and a little boy, 3M. None of them look like me or my husband. My girls have brown reddish hair and hazel eyes, and my boy is a dark blonde with light brown eyes. They are all on the lighter side when it comes to skin tone. I didn't think anything of it at first. Both my husband and I have some interesting heritage. But from the birth of my daughters, my family kept bringing it up with me. They would point out the facial features all the time. Where does that chin come from? Look at those cheekbones. That girl stands as straight as a ruler. Who has hair that straight? Things like that. I shut them down or ignored it all. I never paid any mind to them. Then an old high school friend of my husband's was in town. He was only in town for a couple of days, so there wasn't really time for my husband to meet him for lunch or anything because we had a lot going on. So my husband invited him to our son's 3rd birthday party. He wasn't at our wedding, and I had never met him before. Even on previous visits, he was always in and out. Sometimes my husband could see him, but sometimes he couldn't. Then there he was, this tall woman with dark blonde hair and hazel-colored eyes. She and my husband were obviously close. They hugged for a long time. The whole time she was there, she was wherever my husband was in my family, and I watched them. If he was putting more food out, she was there helping. If he was collecting stray plates and cups and trash, she was there giving a hand. The whole time she was there, they were laughing and talking. He introduced her to those who didn't know her, but it was obvious she wasn't there to socialize. She just wanted to talk to him for the time she was there. A couple of hours later, it was time for her to go. My husband walked her out. They had another long hug before she climbed into her Uber and left. My father and brother were in my ear from the moment they laid eyes on her. I didn't need to hear their suspicions. I had plenty of my own rocking around in my head. I'll spare you all the gory details of my behavior in the weeks following my son's birthday. I'll only say I wasn't a pleasure to be around. My husband doesn't like drama, doesn't like conflict. He likes to talk things out. That doesn't mean he'll back away from conflict and avoid drama at any cost, only that he prefers to work things out calmly. So in the middle of me picking an argument with him, when I finally outright accused him of cheating, accused him of passing those kids off as mine and demanding a paternity test, I did not expect him to come back at me as hot as he did. He said he had been waiting for the day I would throw this at him. He had not been blind or deaf to all my family had said and done over the years. Am I allowing it? But he had hoped I had more trust in him than to listen to people who never approved of him, people who had nothing better to do with their lives but talk BS about everyone else. I don't know why his saying those things pushed me over the edge. The argument grew and grew. I grabbed him by the upper arm so hard I left bruises and shook him. His hand came up and slapped me right across the face. The police were called. I was made to leave the house. I went to my parents a couple of days later. I went home, but the locks had been changed and my husband wasn't answering the door or picking up his phone. The following week, he filed a petition for paternity of all my kids.